Hi, I'm Janice Corrales, one of the lawyers here at Corrales Law Group, and today we're talking about different types of ways to adjust your status here in the United States to get your residence without having to leave and do the waiver process. When someone comes into our office and they're married to a U.S. citizen or are being petitioned by an immediate relative who's a U.S. citizen, we always screen for different ways that we can qualify you for adjusting your status here in the United States without having to leave. This is because when you leave, oftentimes you have to do the waiver process. And we know it's very stressful for people to have to leave, even if it's a new waiver where you only have to leave for a week. People still get stressed out, and it can be an expensive process, so an adjustment's always easier for people, so we screen for that. A lot of people know that if you're 245I, which we've discussed before, you can adjust. And we've also seen a lot of talk on message boards amongst people about parole, coming in through parole as a way of being able to adjust. And of course, a lot of people know that if you came in with a visa, then you could adjust. So there's this other thing called what we like to call kilatan adjustment. And it's called kilatan because of a case that came down not that long ago, but it's based on older stuff as well. So if you were inspected and admitted by an officer when you come into the United States and you're married to a U.S. citizen, then you could adjust here without having to leave. Most people think this means a visa. You came in with a visa, you have permission. But actually in Kilatan, the court said that you don't need to have a visa. If you came in and you technically presented yourself to an officer and they let you in after inspecting you, you qualify to adjust your status if you're married to a U.S. citizen and you have no other issues. So this comes into play a lot for a lot of the people that came in a long time ago, came in through the Canada border, or a lot of our children, people who were brought in as children, qualify for this because often kids weren't brought in through El Cerro or through through another area that wasn't a border. Oftentimes they were sitting in the back of a car, sitting in between their cousins and just quietly, and the officer said, everybody go ahead. If that was your situation, technically you qualify for Kilatan adjustment right here in the United States. It brings up issues of having to prove it. So we definitely do not recommend anyone undertakes this process without a lawyer. Because you are going to have to prove that you came in, and you're not going to have your stamp on your visa, you're not going to have an I-94 or anything of that sort. But if we can prove you came in through the line, that an officer saw you and let you in, then you qualify to do your adjustment of status here. We have to screen for other issues to make sure there's nothing else that will get in your way or affect you in some way, but this process is so much easier than the waiver. So if you qualify, it's something you definitely want to look into. Even if it comes down to having to take a lie detector test, which it could come down to, you're still going to save a lot of money compared to the waiver process, and you're going to save a lot of stress and time for your family because your work permit comes a lot sooner than if you do the consular processing, which you just get your your residence card at the end. So this is something that's definitely worth looking into. It's much cheaper than the other option. If you have any questions about this process or adjusting your status in general, or whether you qualify for Kilatan or something else, go ahead and give us a call. Our consultations are free and we will screen you for Kilatan. We always do that for everybody who comes in because, like I said, we would rather save you money and save your family stress and have you do something that's easier that you could qualify for rather than the waiver. The new waiver is wonderful. People are coming back really fast, but we see how nervous people get right before they leave, so we would rather avoid that if possible. Give us a call at 714-978-8100 if you have any questions about this or anything else. Thank you.